Cinema Classics is sponsored by the Gateway Film Center and is produced by John DeSando and Johnny DiLoretto. Listen to shows online at WCBE.org. I'm John DeSando.
I'm Johnny DiLoretto. This is Cinema Classics. I stepped on you there.
No,
you
that's
hesitate.
all right.
You hesitate, and I will jump in there.
We're in unison here.
Okay.
Okay. Movies coming out this year. I mean, we're here to help people through difficult times, but let's point out some interesting movies that are coming out. You picked it out from The Ringer.
Yeah.
And we're taking their suggestions.
Oh,
yeah,
the article.
The article. Yeah.
Not the movie. So
no, right.
Probably some crappy movie called The Ringer.
And I mentioned that I thought I would love to open up with Annette.
Okay.
All right. Now this stars Adam Driver and Marion Cotillard.
Mm-hmm.
Right away, you've got spectacular stars.
Yes. And Adam Driver is just proving to be one of the most interesting actors of his generation right now.
Yeah. And so their movie Annette is about an artsy couple.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a stand-up comedian and she's a singer.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a baby. This is sweet.
Yeah.
This is romantic.
Right?
All right. Now.
I feel a butt coming up. Or an and.
But the baby has superpowers.
Superpowers?
I mean, how about
That's interesting. That's what you have.
I wonder if
maybe it's your child.
I wonder if I could do that over.
You could, but then you'd lose all that great stuff. Go ahead, what do you got?
All right. The baby has superpowers. Now that's odd enough. I think for those two stars, an interesting combination.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a musical.
Wow. So if things weren't weird,
I
they
know
get
that
weirder.
Word enough.
It's also by the director Leo Cara. I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name, but he is known for his surreal, sort of bizarre films.
All right.
Most notably, Holy Motors, which came out in 2012. So this is definitely one to keep an eye on.
All right, here's one for you.
Mm-hmm. I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm going to say.
No, but go ahead.
West Side Story.
Yes.
New version.
Steven Spielberg. Steven Spielberg directing West Side Story. Now, who would have the cojones to do a remake of that? Only Steven Spielberg.
I love it.
I'm curious to see what he's going to do differently. You know, I like West Side Story. I'm not a huge fan of it. I've seen it a couple times. But, you know, in my mind, it occupies, like, I can feel the colors and the movement and the songs. Like, you know what I mean? And so he's got his work cut out for him if he's going to make it visually as sort of just starkly memorable as the original.
How do you outdo Maria?
I don't know.
You know, I don't know either.
I don't know.
So that's why you need a brilliant director to do that. Now, here's one that I know the two of us are going to be really interested in, because we're going to do a show on Citizen Kane.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So,
one of your favorite films. Mank.
I mean, one of the great off-screen combat between Orson Welles and Herman Mankiewicz, the writer.
Was it Joseph?
It's Herman J.
Herman J. Okay.
Yeah.
Mankiewicz, the screenwriter, right?
Yeah.
An immensely talented Hollywood legend himself. The movie is directed by David Fincher, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
You know, he's going to bring this. I wonder if he brings that cold, calculating thriller tone to it. You know what I mean? To up the ante on the tension.
Yeah.
And also, the screenplay was written by Fincher's dad.
Jack. Yeah. You know, isn't that interesting? But what is so interesting to me is that most people don't know the ins and outs of this. That how much of Citizen Kane did Orson Welles actually write? I know that he didn't write the scene where Bernstein muses about the girl he saw on the boat with the white parasol.
Oh, yeah.
And Welles was just beside himself that he didn't write that. It was so beautiful. So there are parts even Welles would admit he didn't write.
Yeah.
So anyway.
But I'm anticipating a really, you know, interesting exploration of the collaborative nature of filmmaking.
Oh, exactly. So. And who better than Gary Oldman to play the writer? Yeah.
Oh, okay. He's playing Mank.
Yeah.
Who plays Welles?
I don't know. They mentioned somebody's name.
You didn't know?
Yeah, I didn't know, but they said it was such a great trip.
All right, let's go commercial for a second. Big commercial. Obviously, the big one coming up, April, No Time to Die. Daniel Craig.
Oh, yeah.
Daniel Craig's swan song as James Bond. Looking forward to that. And then in another return to 80s glory, coming out this summer, I believe. Okay. Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, right. Yes, thank you. Yeah. Well, I thought you were going to mention who would have figured Will Ferrell and Julia Louis-Dreyfus
Yeah.
in a remake of Ruben Ostend's Force Majeure.
Yeah.
Oh,
Downhill.
Downhill.
So it's the same premise.
Yes.
A couple is on a ski vacation.
Yes.
And there's an avalanche that appears to be coming at them, and the father abandons the family.
Yes, a coward.
And then everything's fine, and he comes back, and it's all the repercussions, the avalanche, the emotional avalanche of
Right,
an avalanche.
exactly. Yeah, and everything's downhill.
Yeah, and
from
everything's
there.
downhill from there. I wonder, Force Majeure is such the tone of it is so delicate and subtle, and I just feel like this movie is not going to trust American audiences with that level of meeting the material.
You're right, but in the same vein, in our previous discussion about Oscar nominations, can Will Ferrell make the Adam Sandler connection? A guy who's usually comedic,
Yeah,
playing a serious role. I think he could do it.
I know he could do it if he could just trust himself to do it,
yeah.
or trust the audience to let him do it.
Yes,
That's the thing.
yes.
At this point in his career, will they go there? I don't know. Another big one.
Yeah.
Dune.
Yeah.
Another remake
Yep.
or
Yep.
adaptation of a classic sci-fi
Yes.
novel. Denis Villeneuve.
Yes.
I
like you say that name.
Yeah.
Yes.
This guy is at the top of his game.
Okay.
He most recently rebooted Blade Runner.
Okay.
You remember that?
Yep.
With Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
But prior to that, he's this art house darling, right?
Yeah.
Prisoners, Enemy. This
Cool.
is a smart guy.
And he has Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah,
in
he's
this.
got a huge cast.
Oscar Isaac, my favorite.
Oscar Isaac.
Not necessarily my favorite, David Bautista.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway.
I like that guy.
Yeah, this is a great choice for them. And how about Charlie Kaufman coming back?
Yeah, I want to talk about that.
Yeah.
2 movies that are described as psychological horror films
Okay.
are being directed by 2 guys that you wouldn't expect, right? The first one is the one you're talking about, I'm Thinking of Ending Things,
Yes, right.
Charlie Kaufman.
Right.
And the other one is Last Night in Soho, directed by Edgar Wright. I believe they're both
Oh, okay.
adaptations of novels, I believe.
Okay, all right.
But they're both supposed to be really
Good ones.
intense, creepy movies. Now, both of these guys, neither one of them are known for this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Kaufman
the director
coming
of
to it.
Being John Malkovich, an adaptation, a very
Quirky he can
self-reflexive, movies about themselves.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he can. Again, can these people who are known for doing certain things put those things aside to bring us something new and interesting?
Can Arnie Hammer
Mm-hmm.
play? Who's the great British actor for Rebecca now?
Oh, that's interesting. Is he in that movie?
Yeah, Arnie plays
Armie
that
Hammer. Let's look it up.
Yeah. I'm slipping on that.
Hold on.
Yeah. So we're talking about Rebecca.
Mm-hmm. The classic Hitchcock film.
Yep.
And Ben
Sir Laurence
Wheatley.
Olivier.
Okay.
And we have Armie Hammer playing the Sir Laurence Olivier role.
Oh, he's playing Olivia.
Yeah,
He's
I
doing
think
the
so,
Olivia.
yes.
Okay.
How do you even dare to do a role? Plus, how do you dare to do a Hitchcock award-winning?
I know. I love it though. Well, I love, there are lesser films to remake, right? This
Yeah.
one's not untouchable, I don't think, simply because most audiences don't know it the way they know
Very
it.
good
It's
point.
not like remaking Casablanca or
you're-
Gone with the Wind.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
So I'm interested to see what this
Me
guy
too.
does with it. The only thing is Ben Wheatley. I know the name
Yeah, as
more
a
than I know
director.
any of his
Yeah.
films. He is a much lauded director, a young filmmaker, Brit,
Yeah,
known for doing really interesting, kind of eccentric, intense
Yeah.
movies. But I haven't seen one of them.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to know what he's going to do with that one. I got one for you. Big budget. It's the return of Christopher Nolan. He's coming back with a movie we know little about.
Okay.
which is his. That's his. That's his
Okay.
thing, keeping us in the dark
Yeah.
for as long as possible. The movie's called Tenet,
Ah.
and it's got John David Washington, who I believe is Denzel Washington's kid. He's in the lead,
Okay.
and co-starring alongside of Robert Pattinson.
Oh
And
yes.
it's another one of these like action movie, hyper intellectual thrillers about time and warping of time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm in.
Yeah.
I mean, Christopher Nolan. By the way, Tarantino named Dunkirk as his favorite movie of the decade. Did you know that?
Damn. Wow. Wow.
He said it took him 3 viewings, to really finally get what Nolan was doing there,
Well,
and that it's symphonic.
I'd like to mention an odd movie.
Yeah.
Paul Verhoeven, who did RoboCop. You remember? And
Of course,
Black
RoboCop, Basic Instinct.
Vendetta, and this is a lesbian nun in Renaissance Italy. Now, there's my.
Yeah.
I suspected that when I was in grammar school that was going on.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And,
Right, of course.
and the nuns that attracted me most were the young nuns,
Mhm.
but I had no idea what might be going on under those habits. So
Yeah, who knows? Paul Verhoeven, I think he made a movie a couple years ago called Elle. That was very well
Oh
received
yeah,
with
ELLE,
Isabelle
right.
Huppert.
Yeah, very good.
And so I'm curious to see what this guy does. Obviously, not only did Verhoeven make some of the great movies of the 80s and 90s, he's also notorious for having made Showgirls, which is one of the great stinkers of all time.
It is.
Which caters to his more prurient interests.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if this doesn't bring out the worst in him.
Well, Still Waters Run Deep, and Still Water, starring Matt Damon.
Oh yeah, this one
Okay.
sounds good too.
Yeah, I know.
Don't know a lot about it.
Well, he's looking to exonerate his falsely accused daughter.
Right. It takes place in Oklahoma.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah,
So we
all
got
right.
a spare
Yeah.
middle western
Yeah.
backdrop.
So I think this is one of the only normal film we've mentioned here.
Yeah, maybe. Look, I was really surprised with how great 2019 was.
Yes.
You know how I'm always saying this year sucked in movies.
Right,
this
right,
year
right.
sucked
Yeah,
in
yeah,
movies.
yeah.
I
I'm with you.
can honestly say 2019 was one of the better years in a long time.
Yes.
And with this lineup, 2020, if these movies are half as good as
I
they
know.
sound on paper, I'm down
Well, the only way people are going to know is if they stay tuned.
to Cinema Classics. What else you gonna do?